So thanks to the teardown video of the PlayStation 5 that we got yesterday, it's led majority of the internet, I feel it's safe to say, in a situation where they are wondering, including myself, if the PlayStation 5 is just huge, or of course if the awesome dude who was basically tearing down the PlayStation 5 is just small. And no offense of course, but it's just one of those weird things that the internet is talking about right now, because prior to this there were loads of memes regarding of course the size of the console, and now this has just opened up a brand new door of memes. But that being said, we also found out some interesting info on how to get the black version of the PlayStation 5, which of course isn't something at least that's been confirmed to be coming at launch yet. But that being said, it's not just a black PlayStation 5, it's also how to get other colors. And we got some more info on backwards compatibility. But hey, if you can gently click that like button below all the way to, let's say, maybe 12 likes, that would be cool. And don't forget, if you are new to the channel, by clicking that big red subscribe button below, you automatically become a better human being, and that, my friend, has been scientifically proven. But diving into the video, so yesterday's teardown video more or less confirms something that a lot of people did surprisingly suspect for a long time. But not only are those plates removable on the side of course the PlayStation 5, they look to be super quick and simple to do and just remove as a whole without any tools, but this actually opens the door to selling all sorts of custom panels that we as fans could actually swap in and out, and we basically could do that more or less in a matter of a minute, I guess, give or take, right? So this is really cool because this now basically confirms that you can indeed get yourself a black PlayStation 5, because it's the most popular color nonetheless with these consoles, almost being like a tradition, right, I guess you could say, all the way up until maybe the PlayStation 4. So it's a really cool thing because it kind of eliminates, I guess, the whole limited edition consoles. Now it being just a situation where you could buy these panels, I'm sure there's loads of companies just racing towards making these panels and designs and just getting them out to people, because we've seen the Miles Morales concept console, right, which looks super cool, but again, Insomniac confirmed they weren't going to create this console. Now I know there's probably all legal types and what shenanigans be it in place, but that being said, at least now we can kind of get excited knowing that we can get these crazy panels made, and I'm sure there's going to be a company out there, so whether or not we can get a chrome panel, I have no idea, but it's definitely going to make, I guess, a door open for some really cool opportunities on how you can make your PlayStation 5 look super cool, or just ultimately blend into your setup as a whole. So I guess we'll have to wait and see for that stuff, but that alone I think is a really cool thing, because it just eliminates the limited consoles and so forth. So nonetheless, I'm excited to see how that's going to go down. Now, moving on, so this is regarding the, of course, backwards compatibility that still is such a big, I guess, topic at this moment in time. So, with Game Informer, they done an interview with Sony's Senior Vice President of Platform Planning and Management, and he goes by the name Hideki Nishino. Now, he, in a nutshell, stressed the importance of backwards compatibility and said, in other words, that Sony promised that, and I quote, approximately 99% of the thousands of PlayStation 4 titles, both catalog and newly published, will be playable on the PlayStation 5. So when you sign into the PlayStation 5 with your account, you will automatically see your library of played PlayStation 4 content through the menu. And then Nishino continues saying that we are excited about supporting our PlayStation community as they transition from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 when they are ready. Now, the perks at this moment of time, of course, for these games, for example, we're talking Marvel's Avengers or any other game that is just going to push for a release on the last gen consoles, the only difference you're more or less going to see is the frame rate, and of course a big thing which I think is a game changer in my opinion anyway, is the load times. It's kind of like a blessing in disguise, but almost not, because usually load times are that time where you can go and grab yourself some more snacks, check your phone, check Twitter, check Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be, and then your game loads. But this kind of eliminates that, so it kind of works in a good and bad way, but nonetheless, it's definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the big features for this PlayStation 5. So again, going on the basis that you guys know I've been saying, right, and you've also experienced anyway, I'd imagine that when we get a new gen console, there's always like a drought period on games that are playable. And I mean, we had that with the PlayStation 4. There were hardly any good games, if that makes sense, when that console launched. Like, there wasn't a lot of variety, right, in other words. But now, knowing that we can just push over from the old games anyway, which graphically look really good, over to the PlayStation 5 is definitely putting my mind at ease. And just knowing that, you know, the wait for new games coming exclusively to next gen consoles should hopefully go a lot quicker. Now, just one final thing for the PlayStation 5 as well, and I did see this, and it's kind of like a 50-50 for me. If I have to be completely honest, it doesn't actually bother me, but for those of you guys that are really focused on the quality in terms of like the difference between 4K and 8K, Phil Spencer has actually warned that 8K will not be the norm in the next gen consoles, and that ray tracing support has so far been spotty. In other words, it can't really handle it as well as you'd imagine. So we know this whole deal with next gen consoles, what is going to be the norm is of course the 4K situation, but I think it's still cool that it could push towards 8K. But I mean, I don't know if you're talking like a percentage, right, how many people can, or I guess have like an 8K setup. I personally don't, but I'm personally happy with 4K anyway, or even just what we're on the PlayStation 4. Nonetheless, like for me, I can play games like that as long as the game is a ton of fun. But if you are bothered by that, then 8K isn't as exciting as it's been made out to, I guess, be, or should I say, as exciting as it's been portrayed so far. But again, it's not something that really bothers me. I think so far the games we've seen on the PlayStation 5 and next gen in console, next gen in general, should I say, just look absolutely phenomenal. And look, it's a new generation of gaming. We got really big games coming up, right? A game that is going to be performing great on the next gen for PlayStation 5 specifically is of course Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's a game that looks like it's just going to be absolutely phenomenal. Even the remastered version, like, you are literally now able to play a movie, which is mind-blowing that this game is probably going to look better than a movie in some situations. But also games that are on both gens of consoles, like Cyberpunk, for example, that's a game that graphically looks like it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. We don't know what GTA are going to do, and of course we're still waiting for how Marvel's Avengers is going to be. But nonetheless, it's definitely an exciting time. But guys, that's going to wrap up this video here. As always, subscribe for more awesome content if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and until the next one, adios amigos.